through marvelling at its preservation, looking for giant rabbits, but no electric pulses run through that spit. There's no heat from these hobs and no water fills these pans. And this room, the kitchen, remembers its glory days in sweat and work and steam and salt, the things that this kitchen cooked up. Well, there's peace in here these days, in this house, and plenty of it, that stood here, right here, underneath our feet. So we'll go through to the scullery. Now, just come through here. So the scullery is, I've kind of written a little bit more, slightly more rhythmical, poetic language around the scullery and around the routine of the scullery maid. And I think, I'm going to come and stand over here, it's something that I'd like to have physical actions to, that you see something happen and that you see a physical change in my hands as this kind of, this sort of text goes along.
Lie to you.
But we'll go back to 1891 and we see 19-year-old Emily Carter from the upper echelons of London, well, Middlesex, Uxbridge, and scullery maid, she goes about her business.
Deep ingrained wood mattresses of feathers,
hot water,
the heads of 100 animals,
hot water, soap and sawdust,
books and books and books and books, 7,000 of them, cut crystal teardrops hung above our heads, shallow staircases for dainty feet and proper dresses and all of that. Upstairs. Them. Upstairs. Them with their graces and heirs and lords and ladies, barons and right honourables. Well, except in this house, of course, they're not always upstairs, are they? They're just along the corridor. They are 52 short steps away, and a walk down this corridor, I'm not sure if you can see it from just behind that closed door, from back of house to front of house. They're just down that corridor, the one that grows in grandness from behind those closed doors, from back of house to front of house show. Now, each of the Edgertons had their own design for this house laid out. The rooms and their purposes switch and change over years and acclaim. Rooms are built like Lego blocks, and it grows this house. But it always puts on the grandest front when the season is right. Hunting season. Well, let's not beat around the bush. This is a country estate. Things were hunted. And just down there, just down that corridor in the family entrance, you might be able to hear the beaters come in, stomping muddy boots, fresh from the hunt, blood on their hands around the neck of a bird as she is laid to hang, ripening for plucking. But more about pheasant plucking later. Maybe. Now, it's easy to get distracted in the glamour of upstairs, the whisper of a dance, the thought of a party, 30 noble couples tripping feet over sprung floors. And that past is just behind us enough for us to fantasize over. It's just close enough for us to have scraps of it. And the dramas in costumes make us think that we know about the past, encourages us to look for mysteries, join the dots in scandals in what has passed, look for tragedy and strength, the personal and the political, follow the footsteps of ghosts. And this place is full of ghosts. Well, not that kind of ghost, although I'm sure if you ask the stewards, they'll be able to tell you terrors of the people that have walked these corridors. I'm talking about the echoes of people that once were. The flecks of skin, the scars made by wooden knives in tables. Crumbs of dust. Except there wouldn't be dust, of course, not in a well-kept house. So I'm talking today about the hundreds of hands that lit the hearths and kept the stoves burning, that scrubbed steps and ran baths upstairs in pails of water. Those hands that made this house a home for someone else above them. And the many feet that have passed through here, the hands that have polished silver, were brief and fleeting in their meeting with this building. Now, it could have been a stepping stone, the point of no return, or an ease of a place to work because they lived in the village, or they could have been blessed by the glamour of it all, or because they fell in love with this house and its corridors.
And that brief passing through all these doors has left little behind. There's scraps of paper, there's smidgens of knowledge, a fact here, a knowledge there, what a routine might have been. And we have the bare facts, the bare bones of the people that worked here. So, well, I'm going to try and flesh out some of those bones. I'm going to try to breathe life into some of those ghosts, the scraps that we have. I'm filling in the gaps, looking through the cracks, giving you days that might have existed, moments that might not have taken place, people that definitely would have met, exchanges that could have happened, so that we can place those people where they once were in this house, give them a moment where they once were in this house.